Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. The Township's annual Young Musicians Concert was held last weekend, and tonight we'll see some of East Brunswick's top talent as they performed at the library. We'll also hear about some of East Brunswick's brightest students who won a national competition on the Constitution in Washington, D.C. this week. Also, we'll have information on the second annual Visual Arts Celebration, care alternatives on making a difference, an exercise program at the Senior Center, a visit to the library by local kindergarten students, and a review of Monday's Township Council meeting. Stay with us.
East Brunswick is gearing up for the second annual art show and sale around the pond at the Municipal Complex on Riders Lane.
On Saturday, June 12th, close to 100 fine artists and crafters will again provide a spectacular display of their work. Because the show is a juried event, the quality of the items for sale will once again be exceptional and varied.
Look for original paintings in oil, watercolor, and acrylics. Stop by booths featuring photography, graphics, drawings, and pastels. Learn from the sculptors about the intricacies of their art, the different textures and forms.
Try on some handmade jewelry and maybe purchase some pottery, stained glass, wood, and textile crafts. Bring the children for face painting and artistic activities designed just for them. Refreshments will be sold by on-site food vendors, and there will be music to make this a great family event here in East Brunswick.
Held in a 17-acre park setting around the municipal pond, this well-publicized show and sale attracts artists and crafters from the tri-state area and Pennsylvania. The Visual Arts Celebration is a project of the Township of East Brunswick Division of Recreation and Community Services and the Arts Commission.
The day-long event begins at 10 a.m. and ends at 5 p.m. on Saturday, June 12. The rain date is Sunday, June 13th. Come for a fun-filled family outing.
Admission is free. For more information, call 732-390-6797.
And we're here today at East Brunswick High School, where the nationally recognized IPLE team just pulled in with a police escort. And after a long ride back from Washington, I'm here with Alan Broadman, who is the advisor for the team, Blake Siegel, and Jennifer Chen. And tell us a little bit about the whole experience.
It was a wonderful experience. The students did a fantastic job. Each day they got a little bit better, and that's the key with this competition, is that each day they expand their examples and their work and show the depth of their knowledge. And they did a wonderful job, and hence the national championship.
I was there for the first time myself, and I can't believe how much you know about the Constitution and you know, about being a good citizen too. That really impressed me. Tell me how it felt last night when you were announced as the #1 team, Blake.
Well, last night felt great. How they announced was very suspenseful. They went from number 10 to number 1, so everyone was around the table holding hands. And each time we didn't hear East Brunswick, we got closer and closer and closer and closer. It was just amazing. We all exploded when we didn't hear our names, so we figured out we were first place, and we all ran up onto the stage, being presented with our gold medals, and it was an amazing, amazing experience.
Jen, tell us how you felt.
Well, I couldn't breathe for about 10 minutes straight, and I couldn't feel the blood rush into my hands because we were clenching our fists so hard with one another, and we all felt connected. We're sitting at the table, and we couldn't focus on anything else but what they were announcing. And there was one school, East Grand Rapids, who was announced number 7, and when they said East, we thought we were going to be the East Brunswick, and then therefore not making it to the top 3, but it turned out it wasn't us. And then when we heard the second place team's name, which was the Maggie L. Walker School, we knew that we automatically won first, and we were screaming hysterically, and I was crying. So I'm not embarrassed to admit it.
Well, you certainly have brought a lot of pride to this community, and you know, the community support there behind you was another amazing thing. Yeah, so thanks so much for what you've done for East Brunswick. And
Last Monday, Chittick and Warnsdorfer kindergartners visited the East Brunswick Public Library. Librarian Kelly Overton read to the children, and afterwards they picked out books and signed up for library cards. Here are some highlights from the day. At last Monday's town council meeting, Ed Cohen spoke about economic development in East Brunswick. Here's a segment of his presentation.
In 2003, our vacancy rate had increased to 4.9% from a historic low of 2002 of 2.9%. And this is mainly due to one mall, the 18 Central Mall, which people can identify as the Gap, Wiz, etc. And I think we're going to see some major improvements there. I know we're going to see some major improvements. The major store, which really is not owned by the operators of the mall, it's owned separately by Kids R Us. There are 9 stores in New Jersey that Kids R Us has closed, and they're presently in negotiations with Office Depot to sell. And so we're expecting within the next couple of months for this transaction to take place, and that potentially Office Depot will fill the Kids R Us store. There are 2 applications, or 1 application with 2 stores before the planning board. Now, the application's been filed. It should be on the agenda either in June or July. And that is their first 2 new retailers. One is a upscale Chinese gourmet supermarket, and the second one is a very interesting one. It's Bonefish. Bonefish is a new division of Outback, a fish restaurant. This will be the first Bonefish in the state of New Jersey. And so, again, major retailers have selected the East Brunswick market to try their new products and locate in this particular area.
The next town council meeting will be on Monday, May 10th.
Have you ever wondered what it might be like to work with someone near the end of life? Hi, I'm Diane DeOliveira, and with me today to talk about a unique program, a hospice program, Care Alternatives, are 2 members, Hilda McCoy and Gregory Slatovich. Thank you both for being with me today. For people who have never heard of Care Alternatives, first of all, it's part of a hospice, a statewide hospice service, and you're based out of Cranford, New Jersey, but this is a statewide organization.
Yes, we have facilities and home patients all over the state. We really go from state line to state line.
And Care Alternatives is just one component of this, and basically that is where volunteers really take care of people who are terminally ill or provide certain services for those people.
Yes, the volunteer program is part of the what we call the interdisciplinary team. All hospices work the same in that we have input from our physicians, from our social workers, chaplains, our nurses, and the volunteers is a large piece in hospice. Ours is a bit different. Our logo says Mind, Body, Spirit, and we really incorporate that into the volunteer program. We have volunteers that are doing alternatives, such as massage, Reiki, which is an energy work, reflexology, and we've introduced some aromatherapy oils. So we're kind of trying to be on the cutting edge of some new and innovative ways that help control anxiety and pain and assist with the more traditional aspects.
How many volunteers do you currently have?
Well, I'm proud to say we have 142. We are constantly running trainings all year long, days, and we offer a few evenings for the people that work. And out of that, at any given time, we have at least 80 to 90 volunteers actively out with patients. Wow. We have a census of over 350, and my goal would certainly be to have 350 volunteers, so everybody would have a volunteer. But we do our best to work towards that.
So are you looking for volunteers with professional services to offer, or can it be people who don't work, who might have some extra time? And what is involved in the training?
The training is approximately 16 to 20 hours, and it's taught under the National Hospice Organization guidelines, which is a very broad criteria, so that when they're out there, they have a great understanding of what an actively dying patient needs may be, family dynamics, communication skills, confidentiality. So we break it up usually into 4 segments, so that they're very well prepared for hospice philosophy and be able to talk with the families as well, because they really are one unit of care. The volunteer program is actually based on the companionship volunteer who comes in and meets the patient where they're at. So they could do a host of things, from shopping to reading to doing a journal for them. And then our complementary program also, as I said, assists in other modalities of the massage and so forth. About 80% of our volunteers are actively in the alternative program. So there's many opportunities to serve and be part of adding to quality of life.
How do you encourage people to get involved and volunteer for something like this when it almost seems like it would be a difficult thing to really do? Yet you want to do something good, you want to volunteer, but that might be something very difficult to watch somebody die and you get attached to them. How do you attract volunteers when it's on that type of level?
Right, and especially today where there's so much pull for volunteers, but I truly believe that hospice is a calling. Wanting to assist somebody in their final journey, be that 1 month, 2 months, or a year, really takes a very special person. Many people come to us who've had personal experiences or that their friends have and are very involved in that. There are a lot of people on that more esoteric end that are doing the energy work in that want to have the opportunity to do more of the touch therapies and bring music. And once they get in it, you can almost get kind of hooked on it as you watch a patient relax into it, or their breathing slows down and they seem to be calmer. And it becomes just a very special moment in time for you as well as them. It's quite the journey for everyone.
And Gregory, as a field coordinator, what is your role in the volunteer organization?
I train the volunteers, and once they're trained, I bring them out and part of their support group. You know, sometimes they go through difficulties too, and I'm there for them to help explain to them what they may need to know. I have an understanding of various modalities because I've done them myself, so I'm pretty universal in that, and I can meet everybody where they're at and help them work with their patients, working with the nurses and the aides and the whole hospice setup. It's interesting and it's rewarding.
Now, have you had volunteers come to you maybe a little bit hesitant, not sure if this was something for them, and then once they get into it, it was something that not at all what they expected, and they were glad they did it?
Yes.
Absolutely. The field volunteers are really there, as Gregory says, taking them out, giving them the support they need. Some people have never been in a nursing home. It's totally foreign. And then coming back, continuously giving them that support, being in touch with them each month to be sure that they're staying within the guidelines for themselves and the patient so that they don't get burnt out as well. So there's a whole lot of recruitment and support that's involved in it. And making sure that they're comfortable. And for the person who isn't, there's other aspects that they can do to be of service in a more indirect way. So there's a lot of opportunities.
For people who want more information on care alternatives, what can they do?
They can call the volunteer program. The 800 number is 800-498-8585 and ask for the volunteer program, or 908-931-9111. And there's also a website that's carealt, carealt.com. And there's more there about the volunteer program as well.
Well, thank you both for sharing information about care alternatives. For Making a Difference, I'm Diane de Oliveira.
Every spring for the past 20 years, the East Brunswick Division of Recreation, in conjunction with the East Brunswick Arts Commission, has presented a forum for talented young classical musicians. Now in its third decade, the Young Musicians Concert continues the tradition of presenting this town's finest young musical talent in a concert competition. EBTV has again taped the program in its entirety and will be cablecasting it several times in the coming weeks. Here's a preview of what you can expect to see and hear.
Hi, I'm Sharon Riley Morosi, Assistant Director for the East Brunswick Department on Aging, and this is the Voice of Experience. Today we're highlighting our Healthy Bones program. Healthy Bones is a 26-week program. We have a beginner's class and an advanced class. Instructors for the beginner's class are Jean Timper and Eileen Cohen. Our advanced class instructors are Phyllis Silver and Joyce Levine. The classes meet every Monday at 11:45. There are 26-week sessions. Pre-registration is required, as well as doctor's permission to participate. For more information about our Healthy Bones program, please call us at 732-390-6896. And please remember, the East Brunswick Department on Aging is here to help you and yours age successfully.